Welcome once again to Clinical Theurgy, episode 20. So, we rejoin the party in the outskirts of the city of Knightsbridge. And I believe somebody was, when last we left off, experiencing a delightful, joyful noise from the heavens. Was that what happened? If not, please clarify.
God knows, terrible. It was like the worst, panicky, obnoxious, like you feel like there's things in your head and you're like, what's going on? Not fun.
There were things in your head.
Is that not normal?
Apparently not. I don't know. It's my normal, I guess.
And why were you experiencing this noise?
We went to check out... What was that dude's? Do you have that dude's name written down, Jess? I forget his name. It was a weird name.
Let's see. Oh, he's back here.
Oh no.
Yeah, I need to get to the right campaign's notes.
Flicker.
I was gonna say it was something that like wouldn't be a traditional.
His name's Flicker, and he has like these sparks in his house.
Well, yeah. So I'm pretty sure what's happening is his house is being overrun by the blight, and he apparently devised some kind of something that can purify the air, which is what he gave us scrolls of. And I'm assuming what Elizabeth was having a lot of issues with was he has this in his house to help purify his house. And I'm pretty sure there were like spores or things trying to like pop out of the blight. And when it would do so, the air purifier zaps them away and makes them go away. But it's like really disconcerting when all of a sudden I just like see some weird spore and zap, 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 zap. What is happening? I don't like this. So Brianna got to have a nice conversation with Flicker about all of this while Elizabeth was trying to ignore the gremlins on Brianna's shoulder that wanted her to leave for some reason, and also trying to ignore the really hard to ignore zapping going on above her.
And I suppose, though, at the very least, the benefit here is the only person that had any sort of negative interaction from this was Elizabeth, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, Gulronson had some weird stuff happen. I don't know if he would consider it negative or positive.
How would Gulron perceive it?
Positive, because he learned stuff that he didn't know before. But yeah, he learned about the main enemy in this forest is like a blasphemous abyssal creature mixed with fey magic. It seems like an abyssal demon thing was like absorbed into these vines that are now like spreading this blight, seems like. And he learned that he may in particular be susceptible to it because his parents were in the forest and he had some sort of element of this fey nonsense with him as well. So, yeah.
Good news for all.
We sound like the perfect party for this mission.
Goron's having visions,
Well,
and
what
he's happy
is
about it.
what even is this mission?
We get to go find Baru again. And
They
bring him-
preferably want him alive because,
Preferably.
you know, they want to make him their scapegoat, but if he's dead, that's okay too.
So we'll see how that goes.
Perhaps we will. Or perhaps you'll all die before you get there.
Perhaps this shit's a little spoopy, so maybe Elizabeth and Gulron, and we'll just all go insane before we get there. Well, probably Elizabeth before anyone else, but
And Brianna just like is
maybe
talking
on
about
the
it in
terrace? I don't know. I'm not sure who has
I
less
think-
sanity at this point. It'd be interesting.
Oh, I have taken quite a bit. I forgot about that.
And this is just going to be a few hours into the forest, right?
No, this is like multiple days, and we have a fancy tent to sleep in that looks little but is big on the inside. But there's only 9 hours worth of air.
For 3 creatures, right? Or is it for 4?
for 4, I
That's
think.
for 4.
But
Okay.
we probably will want somebody to keep watch.
Well, I figure someone will stay awake, but they'll probably be inside because this is supposed to be able to protect us from.
How do you
the
see outside of something that is not on the same realm as what it is that you're looking into?
But I mean, if it protects us from the outside, then I mean.
What protects the tent from the
We could see
outside?
we could see as well outside as they can see inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is still a tent. Things still could destroy it.
I think it's a safer bet to have someone awake on the inside, and if something starts bashing the top of the tent, well, then maybe we can venture out.
Well, do you think you'll know that something's bashing on the top of the tent? You're in a different space of reality.
Well, was it actually explained to us that we're in a different space of reality? Because I don't know if I would realize we're in a different space of reality.
I mean, somebody with the right skill and understanding of how magic works might be able to identify some rudimentary things about extra-dimensional space.
That might be good, because right now, I just think this is some snazzy, fancy tent that's like, it gets big, and I don't know how this weird magic works.
Wrong? Is that who we're talking about? We're talking about Mulan?
Pretty sure either.
God blessed.
Still an okay roll. So you would know that it is less likely from the inside that you're going to notice something happening on the outside unless the tent is breached. And if the tent is breached, you know there could be negative consequences for you guys in such a circumstance. Some potential side effects of extra-dimensional space being things with extra-dimensional space in them being broken are the objects are randomly displaced. Sometimes the objects are consumed by the extra-dimensional space. Sometimes the objects are partially trapped within the extra-dimensional space.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Someone's sitting on the outside. Big nope there. I'm not getting stuck in extra-dimensional space to suffocate to death after our 9 hours are up.
It's like a giant handy haversack in a tent form.
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
That you can get stuck in if something bashes it too much. Or get consumed by. We could become inside the tent. Our souls are in the tent.
This is
We could
actually...
be like,
This is a ruled characteristic outcome of all extra-dimensional space in my game. So this is a slight house rule on extra-dimensional space. So be careful. There is a possibility of you being trapped completely in extra-dimensional space if something catastrophic happens to your extra-dimensional space. You are now made aware of that.
so, just out of curiosity, would that render the tent completely unusable by someone else? Could someone else use this tent and they're inside of it, and all of a sudden they
It would be a
hear
regular
like, four
tent.
voices talking to
No,
them?
they wouldn't hear the voices because they're on the physical inside of the tent. The extra-dimensional space has basically been ripped out of the functionality of the tent. So what they've done is they've just simply separated the magic from the tent itself, but they haven't broken the magic. So the magic still exists. The magic could still be retethered to the tent, but until it's retethered to the tent, there's no exit to the extra-dimensional space because the magic there's a seal that kind of bridges the door. That creates a door between the two spaces.
I thought it'd be funny if we turned into like Ayun, but in a tent instead of a blade.
No.
There's people in this tent.
It's like if you were to take off the door and then seal it back up and then take that door with you in your cart. Oh wait, is it not like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
So to get to Ayun, that was explained in an earlier episode of Conscripted, actually. To get to an Ayun state, you need to really have a deep connection to a physical object. And then over time, gradually, become somewhat dependent upon the object, consider the object almost partner-like, and then be killed in some circumstance where your body is able to sort of transition into that object.
Luckily, there's no companies taking advantage of that.
Well, maybe they haven't gotten out here yet.
Hopefully, but I doubt it.
So, the party was meeting back up after about an hour to plan to head out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Was Goron content with just talking to Moirin? Was there anything else you wanted to do, or do you think he's... I mean, you did write the note for him to give to the ministry in case you don't come back, so I think that was...
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
It's all true. All true.
All right.
Mine and Teus were agreed to head back. Yeah.
So, before we get started, all of you should now have, if you click on your mini, a rest button is one of your new macros. I would like each of you to click that rest button. Do you see that?
Oh, I did it. I whispered it.
Setting attributes.
Excellent.
Setting
Ooh.
spell points for.
So your spell points should now be set to their max. This will happen automatically. If your number on the left does not match your number on the right, please be sure to manually edit them. Spells do not automatically take away from your spell points. You'll still need to do that on your own for now. But this will give you a way to make sure your spell points are in lockstep with where they should be.
Ooh.
All right. So the party is going to set out. Yay or nay?
I believe so.
Cool run? Are you okay? You were very, I don't know, shaken up the last time that we saw you? Or are you okay to continue?
I can't remember. What was the last thing I told you all before I left?
That you weren't sure if you were going to come with us because you might be putting the mission in jeopardy and you wanted to go talk to someone.
Morin?
Yes, I have spoken to Morin. He will deliver the knowledge I've imparted with him to Ninoslav, should we not return.
You make it sound so ominous.
Did I tell you the creature I saw that plagues these woods that I believe is the cause?
I don't believe so. What creature are you referring to?
Shashat bestowed upon me the knowledge of an abyssal creature wrapped in vines. The Feyan magic taken hold of it, drained it of its power, combining them to some sort of monstrosity. I believe it is the source of the woes of this forest.
That sounds very not good. We had sort of an experience, or at least I think Elizabeth did. She was acting a little strange when we were talking to Flicker.
That house is trippy. Don't go in there.
Did he give you any insightful knowledge on how to survive this forest?
He gave us a few scrolls of some sort of air purification that he has developed, that apparently this blight does something strange with the air that's different than anything that's ever been seen before, and he apparently was working on previously a way to purify it and seemed rather upset that now the town was utilizing his purification system. But he gave us some scrolls of this purification thing he has created to combat the spores that the blight puts out. It works rather well.
Does he follow a god?
We didn't really talk about his religious beliefs.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but those of us that rely on the gods for magic cannot cast arcane magic. So I don't know what kind of scrolls he gave you. Can any of you utilize these?
Would that be a knowledge arcana, Steve?
That would be a knowledge arcana. These are not clerical spells. These are arcane spells.
Would I be able to use them?
Yes, potentially you would be. You would need a cast level check to cast them, though.
Okay. Well, I don't believe that these are divine magic, but you know, I might be able to use them. I actually call upon the arcane to do some of my tricks.
Right, so, I mean, how does this work? If we walk into an area where the air isn't pure, do we have to be near you for you to put this on us? Can you only do one every few minutes, or how does this work?
So, quick question, Steve. I
Mhm.
mean, could I read magic these scrolls and at least basically see the ins and outs of the spells, or would it not work that way since I'm a divine caster and these are arcane magic?
With read magic, that still gives you a rudimentary understanding of how the magic itself works.
Okay. Okay.
So yes.
So yeah, I will read magic on the scroll to get a idea of how this works.
Yep. So it is a 60-foot radius that it puts out. So it's a huge amount of covered area. It lasts for up to this part's hard to tell, but it lasts for some number of hours. You'd assume probably like hours per the creator of the spell, potentially.
Gotcha.
The effect does have some sort of... The wording for how the effect works doesn't make sense. Like, in your read magic, there is definitely some... Give me a knowledge history if you have it. If not, then don't.
I don't have.
There's definitely some text in a language you cannot comprehend.
Could I also cast read magic and then do the knowledge history?
Sure.
Okay. So.
If they were reading it, would I actually have to physically read it myself to try to decipher it? Or would
Yes,
I be
you
able
do
to...
need to read it physically, because when you write spells, you write them in a very unique way. So Brianna, you're not sure what this is. You can actually think. Do you have any ranks in linguistics?
Yes, I do.
Give me a linguistics check as well. I'll allow that also.
Oh gosh.
Oh, nope.
Nope.
No idea whatsoever.
So basically, it's like it's written in like Middle English or something. That's like an old.
Some really weird, like the font structure isn't even in the same like realm of what you would comprehend, and there's nothing that you can compare it to that you're aware of.
Is it kind of like maybe he was purposefully making some of it obscure so that people couldn't copy it, kind of thing?
No, like this is the only part of the text that gets weird. Like this part of the text specifically seems to refer to something that just does not have words to define it.
Okay.
Or that doesn't have words that like you recognize to define it.
Well, Goron, to answer your question, from what I can tell, it at least is a 60-foot radius
Of some kind of protection
of
from
some
something.
kind of protection. And he made it sound like it was similar. I mean, I'm going to assume it's similar to the protection he had in his house. And from what I could tell of that protection is the blight was releasing these like spores into the air, and his protection magic would like almost immediately like zap the spores out of existence. So I'm assuming he gave us something similar to what he was employing in his house. It should last some number of hours, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know how strong of a magical caster he is.
If I think back to our last trip into the woods, can I recall seeing any of these vapors, or was it like immediately when we stepped in the forest, or was this when we got deeper in the
No,
vines?
I mean you can't even see these. You can't necessarily even see these spores that Elizabeth is talking about right now, but she claims that they're here, that she's seen them.
How do we identify when we need to use this then, if we can't even see when the spores are there? Or do we just have to keep it on us right when we step in the forest and keep casting it?
I was able to see the spores in his house, so I'm hoping that if and when it's needed, I'll be able to identify that we're in an area of heavy spores and we need to, or maybe this is best for when we're resting. I don't know if our extra dimensional space in our tent, but I mean, I guess the person on watch will have to be outside. If there's spores there, we wouldn't want them to be just sitting outside in the spores. So,
does this sound like any kind of magic that I've heard of, Steve?
That's
That's what that was for, by the way.
I will. Okay. You're doing the.
I didn't want to interrupt while she was doing what she was doing. So
no, it does not. It does not sound like any magic that you've heard of. Close though, but no cigar.
Well, this is rather unsettling news to know that we'll need to worry about our breathing. How many scrolls did he give you?
3, I believe.
Only I could read magic.
Yep, you got 3.
That's what I heard.
How long do you estimate this would keep us safe for? Do we have an estimate of how long we're supposed to be in the woods for? Is this enough?
Well, we know we have to be in the woods from Minoslav said he thought this was going to be a multiple day trip, which is why we were given this special tent.
Right. So
These scrolls appear to last for at least a few hours. I'm not exactly sure how long they're going to last. The writing isn't all exactly clear, but it'll at least be a few hours. I don't
think that's
know.
sufficient?
I don't think we have any other protection from this. It's either take the scrolls he offered us and hope that it's enough, or we abort the mission if we think it's too risky, but I don't see any other...
I don't think we can abort, but perhaps this will keep us safe for the first day, and I need to consult Shashot's list of spells to see if there's something.
He did
for
mention
tomorrow.
that these spores, I believe he said something to us like no other magic he has come across has been able to protect from these. He's literally created this magic himself. I'm afraid I don't think we're going to have any other means of protection. I mean, you can consult your knowledge, but he made it sound like he's done quite a bit of research on how to protect from this. I mean, his house was encased in these vines. The spores were coming out at regular intervals. I think if there was something else out there more mundane, he would have figured it out by now, since he's trying to live in this.
What is that local about Antaeus?
I was trying to figure out if I had learned anything about Flicker at all, but that doesn't seem like it would be enough to know anything about.
No, I
the
think
more
you would
intricate
already.
stuff.
I think you'd already made that check too last session. So
Oh, sorry.
it's okay. Could be easy to forget.
Yes, he is clearly of the arcane, but perhaps he had not considered the power of the divine in thinking for solutions to this. Regardless, though, I think this should keep us safe for at least a day and a half, so perhaps we should get going.
Now, pardon me if this comes off the wrong way, but was he just not forthcoming with the information, and you did inquire more deeply about these scrolls, correct?
I was rather distracted by everything going on in his house, and he did not want to speak to us outside of his house. So Brianna did most of the talking as I was trying to pay attention as best as I could, but sometimes the
Gremlins and
things I
whatnot.
see make it quite difficult. But I don't believe he gave Brianna more information about the scrolls other than that they would help purify the air. And I believe I recall bits and pieces of him creating this magic and other magic not working properly against this slight, but honestly my mind felt like it was ping-ponging all over that house. So,
And to answer your question, I asked every question I could think of to ask, so...
I was no help, unfortunately, other than the things I saw. That's my contribution here.
It's just odd to me that he would not give us the most information that he could about these things, all things considered. Maybe I'm reading too much into
He was
it.
purposefully withholding information. I think I believe Brianna asked him if he had anything that could help us, and he offered up these scrolls. I don't believe we inquired further on them. I didn't personally feel like he was purposefully withholding any information from us. I think it just wasn't asked and he didn't say.
Also, I believe at the time we were trying to not stay overly long because it seemed like that place was messing with Elizabeth a little bit.
Of course. Yes, that can be problematic. We could always go back, perhaps, and ask him directly. I don't know if that would be beneficial or if he'd be receptive to that, but...
I think it's on our way out of town. I mean, I don't see why not.
I'm pretty sure we would have been meeting up, like, not too far away from his house, because his house was on the way out of town, and Goran and Antaeus were going to go and come back, and I believe meet us probably about this location. So I assume we're not too far away. If you want to go inquire real fast, he might.
Certainly. It's got to be a much less disturbing place than where I got that dagger.
As long as you don't see the things I see. I mean,
Why don't I go with
Oh.
you, Antaeus? We'll let Elizabeth and Goron wait here, just because I don't know if it's a good idea for them to be so close to it.
just be quick. I don't know why, but the gremlins wanted me gone. So just ask your questions like rather quick, and let's head on our way.
Certainly.
Okay. The two of you head over and knock at the door. Who is it?
Yes,
hello.
it's Brianna again. I'm sorry, I had a couple of additional questions.
Wait, who?
Brianna, the bard?
I don't know any Brianna.
Oh no. Do you remember maybe having like some air purifying scrolls?
Yes.
You had given us some air purifying scrolls. I just had a
I
question.
did give them to somebody, yes. That was Brianna?
Yeah, that was me.
Hmm. Are you sure?
I am positive.
Hmm.
She was with somebody else last time she came?
I was
There
with
were there were
another-
two people, yes.
A larger lady, Elizabeth. She saw the zaps. You were
Okay.
talking to her about
Yes,
the
so
zaps.
what do you need?
My friend Antaeus here had some questions about the scrolls.
Your friend Antaeus is trouble, and I don't like him.
What did he do?
I'm sorry?
He's got the door partially ajar, and he's just like cold staring at you.
What did,
Oh, I'm
what
sorry.
did you do, Antaeus?
Did I do something to you personally, or...
You smell like hatred.
Okay.
I do not
Your
understand.
desires will hurt other people, and you know not how they will.
I can't say that I know how they would, so I guess you're right.
The
I'm
Dark
sorry.
Ones walk with you.
What Dark Ones? What do you...
You, littler one, take this, and he hands you a scroll.
Oh, thank you.
This will one day protect you from the Dark Ones that he brings
Oh.
with him.
Oh,
That's something I should be concerned about as well, because it does sound like it.
Eventually they will take you, yes, so maybe you should be concerned. Perhaps you should change your path. What is your question, you little one?
Oh, well, we had some questions on how the scrolls like work, like how many hours. they
No,
work.
not out here. Come on inside.
Okay.
Wait, but not him.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably don't want me to come in, given what you
You'll
just
let the
said,
Dark
correct?
Ones in.
Okay.
Antaeus, is there something you want me to ask him?
I was
No,
just trying
he gets to
understand
ask
how-
no questions. You come in or no one comes in.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll go in.
Right? I'll just go back to the other people.
What is your question?
Well, I just wanted some clarification on how the scrolls work so that we're utilizing them
They
effectively.
purify the air.
Right. How long do they work?
Some amount of hours.
Some hours.
I don't count. I just
Okay.
cast. Cast and cast and cast. I made those specifically for circumstances where I might not be able to cast or other people might need them. You seem like you were in need of them, so I gave them to you.
Okay.
I
appreciate that.
need things to end up okay.
I will do our best, definitely.
What's the highest circle spell you can cast?
What? What is there a certain proficiency level you need to cast these spells?
What I don't know. What's a proficiency level?
Like, How
If I were some kind of caster that casted without using levels of proficiency and just kind of casted based on how it feels right to cast things, I don't think I would understand properly what a proficiency level is. Which, by the way, I happen to have alluded to earlier, I am.
I see. Okay. I really do appreciate the scrolls. I was trying to figure out how best to use them.
I would use them when things feel the most awkward, when everyone's minds seem the most full of the call of the forest.
Okay, I will.
When
keep
the
that in
spores fill the mind more than anything else does. And beware of the dark ones that you walk with. They follow behind him always.
the dark ones. I've never even heard of that. I guess a lot of this stuff I've never even heard of.
It's of no surprise. They don't talk about the dark ones anymore. They say that they say it's old foolish tales.
Oh, this scroll that you gave me, is it a protection? Is it also a sort of protection?
It will give you protection from the dark ones. But it will work only one time. And you only have a short time to get as far away as you can from the dark ones. And it only protects you from the dark ones.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for talking to me again.
You're welcome. Careful out there.
I will be. And Brianna will go back. Well, I have some slightly problematic news. Number one, he didn't quite remember me, which probably means that it's getting worse at his house. And
Did
number
we
two,
ever exchange pleasantries with him? Did he know our names?
I thought we did. I normally tell everyone who I am.
I don't recall if we did. Maybe that was where his confusion was coming from.
Maybe. But apparently he does a lot. He doesn't really follow a scientific sort of magical method. He doesn't know things like exact timing of things or how many levels it takes to cast things. He just kind of he kind of is like a person that cooks and adds things just by like a pinch of this and a dash of that kind of thing. So he wasn't able to actually tell us like any more about but he said to use the scrolls when the spores fill our minds more than anything else does, when things are the most awkward.
Well, my worry about that is if you wait till that moment, it might be too late. Recall what happened to me when my mind was most full. I wouldn't be able to cast it at that point.
Well, you won't be able to cast it anyway because it's divine
That's
magic.
irrelevant, you know what I mean? If you wait to the point of it is to make it preemptive. If you do it when it's too late, then you might lose your faculties to even cast it.
We may not have the option of doing it preemptive. We'll just have to judge as we go. If we think our minds are being probed a little more than we would like, we can decide if it's time to use it. We all know that this is a rough mission. Things aren't going to be perfect. We may not know when we need it or don't need it. The only thing we can do is go on our best intuition and judgment and hope for the best. Do you have a better option? We have no clue how long this lasts. We don't have any other solution.
Well, I hope
Just
you
hope-
are sufficiently prepared to combat those, Brianna, because you are the only one that I believe can cast this. So if you go mad, then I think we are all, how do I put this, fucked.
Is that a French word?
I believe so.
I just hope none of you dumped your willpower.
Let's just say that I'm reasonably sure that I can keep my wits about me.
I'll be the judge of that.
And let it be known that this is another reason that divine power is stronger than the arcane.
I don't know. I
Useless.
kind of feel like it's a weakness to be a solely divine caster at this.
Excuse me, Piranha? What?
I'm saying that if you could cast something other than divine magic, then you could carry a scroll and possibly use it.
All right, team, let's not quibble over which type of magic is superior to the other.
Especially because
and
we all know
let's
it's science, so.
head out and go do our mission and stop fighting so that we work together and survive. Okay? Okay.
All right. Wise words. Said by the person with the helmet of wise words. Or the headband of wise words. Let us proceed into... Well, first, through the bit of the grasslands, heading into...
Please no crazy tunnel creature. Please no crazy.
No,
weird
you get
shark
Let us
thing.
no
leave.
land shark. Yes. Very well done.
No rocks.
And into the woods you go.
How much sanity am I gonna lose in this adventure?
Let's get the right sounds going in the background here.
We're all
Need a
going
little
to
bit
end
of
up in
this.
Serenity's asylum.
No.
It's a happy place.
So far, the forest sounds happy.
I know. It is a happy place. A very, very happy place. And you all set out on your traveling. Who has the item that will lead you to Baru?
I have it, I believe. I may have deleted it from my character sheet, but I'll put it back on there. I think I deleted it after we got back last time.
So that is
Yeah.
Doth.
Oh, no, there it is. Wayfinder of detection. Okay, so what do I need to roll?
So you will need to... I actually forgot how I had this ruled, and I lost that note. Which is fucking fantastic.
Sounds like they gave her a new one that works the way you want it to work right now.
I thought it was like... I know we are making survival checks.
Yeah, well, the survival checks just have to do with the wilderness. I believe it was survival checks to navigate the wilderness, and the will saves to follow
That's
the
what I
pole
was
of the
remembering
of the
too,
device.
was a will save, but
Yeah.
I wasn't quite
So,
sure.
can I get a will save from Brianna and a survival check from someone to navigate? Okay, well done, Antaeus. Ooh. Off to a good start here.
Let's keep it that way.
So, Antaeus, well, you are making your way through the forest. You reach an arm out as you notice a few leaves fall from the tree. Give me a actually, I will give the party a perception. And Elizabeth and Antaeus, you will notice that there is something moving in the tree cover above you.
Is it a tiger?
You can't quite tell what with your sight from here, but it looks vaguely humanoid.
Oh god, it's probably a ranger. I will motion to the other two and point up that there's something moving above us.
And if you do that... okay.
Can I make an active perception look or no?
If she points it out, you can see a little bit of the movement, but you already made an active perception roll.
Okay. I can't tell what it is either then?
No, not very clearly.
I like the whispered perception rolls. I think that's really fun.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you whispered them to yourself.
Yes.
That's how that worked, right?
Yep.
I just wait for Elizabeth to tell us what to do. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I assume we keep moving unless it seems hostile, tries to make contact with us.
Somebody want to give me a
I'm-
knowledge nature here?
Ah, yes. One of these, you said?
I cannot do that.
Brianna, you'll at least loosely know that if it's a person-like object moving through the trees, you probably, if it hasn't spotted you yet, it's probably it's probably best not to make any noise and to let it leave the area and hope that it doesn't catch you first, or to make a quick retreat. Your choice.
Okay. Brianna will, put her finger to her lips and kind of be like, let's not kind of gesture. I don't know how well they'll understand, but
Well, you just you stop talking. You do exactly what your character does, and we look at you, and then we figure out what we want to do from there.
So I would just not move and be very quiet.
Okay.
Until we no longer see it.
After a few minutes, the figure will wander out of view.
All right. I will probably wait like a minute longer after it's no longer in view, and then make a continue motion.
Okay. Let's see another round of survival and will saves. Or another round of survival check and will save. Nice.
Not terrible, but...
All right. So, Brianna, you feel a little out of sync with the device. And Antaeus, you catch just a little bit too late some prints as you enter into a little area of the forest here.
This looks familiar.
Where are the goblins?
And I go ahead and you can take a look at the tracks that are there. I'll give you a knowledge nature from the tracks.
Should we establish our marching order at this point, I guess?
Yes, please do that while you're doing it. While I'm doing what I'm doing.
Where's our cart?
Well, I feel like if Anateus is doing the survival, he would probably need to be close to the front. I feel like Brianna. I feel like Brianna could be in the middle and just like every once in a while, as she's attuning with the compass, like point a direction. She wouldn't necessarily need to be in the front. She could just point a general like direction. So I feel like she could be in the middle. So I sort of feel like maybe Anateus, me, Brianna, Gulron bringing up the rear. How do you feel about that?
We don't have to walk in single file either. We could be like two.
True.
I'd feel more comfortable if I was like beside Brianna in case like something.
So yeah, why don't we just do 2 and 2? I can be beside Anateus. You can be beside Brianna.
Sure.
Okay.
And are we going up to the east?
You are going east at this point. Which might give you some indication as to how that survival check went. I am just trying to find an asset for this because I did not expect them not to have there not to be an asset for this.
Actually, I think it's wiser if I'm behind Brianna. If you two are in front, side by side. I think that's better. Sandwich the halfling.
Yeah.
The number of times there's like just a simple asset that I think there is that I can't find is insane compared to the number of times I'm like, I want this rare thing, and somebody's like, I've got 7 of them.
Makes you wonder how rare it really is.
While we're walking, Brianna, I hope you have those scrolls at the ready somewhere, so you don't have to dig through your pack for them. Do you have a way of keeping them in easy accessible place, or?
I believe this is not the. I do not have a handy haversack on this character, so.
Does anyone have an easy accessible area? I don't think I do.
No, not me.
Oh,
Hmm.
Antaeus, it looks like you've got a new bag. Does your bag let you just reach something at your fingertips when you reach in there?
Something like that.
Do you mind letting Brianna hold on to it for this venture? So that she can call the scrolls up at a moment's notice instead of wasting time?
Well, essentially, this was just a bag of holding with the inside lined with
The essentials to keep it from being scryed upon.
Okay, yeah, I'll just kind of like give them a small breakdown on it, let them know. Essentially, this is the same thing as a bag of holding, but it is lined in a way so that people can't go through dimensional space in order to steal things from it, which is why the book is currently in there. I could keep them in there if you like.
Well, it would defeat the purpose if you're holding on to it, right? Brianna, if you need to pull it out and hand it to her, that takes probably as much time as her looking through her pack for it. You'd have to let her hold the bag. If you're not comfortable with that, I guess that's fine. It's not a huge deal, I guess.
I mean, I suppose I don't have an inherent problem with that. I mean, we're going to be traveling together anyways. So that doesn't seem like a problem.
The only problem I would see with it is he is an elf and I'm a halfling and my stuff is halfling sized.
So this bag of holding is usually magical for all creatures. I'm sure it shouldn't be a problem for you.
Also currently on loan from the ministry. It's not technically mine, so I don't think that would be an issue, but I figured it was worth mentioning.
I believe in equality amongst all the races. I'm sure you can carry it.
You believe in equality amongst... okay.
Yes. Why wouldn't I, Brianna?
Every interaction I've ever had with you?
What?
You really don't like those goblins.
Those specific goblins, yes.
In fact,
all goblins.
You kind of judge all the other... You judge other races if they're not dwarves.
What? When?
All the time.
Name one time, Brianna.
I mean... I don't have to...
The shot doesn't take kindly to lies, Brianna.
It's not a lie. What if I just repack my bag to where that the scrolls are towards the top?
I think mechanically it doesn't really work because like you're like walking around and things are going to move in your bag and stuff. I think that's the way it makes sense, but I don't know. Steve can... I don't know how reliable that could be.
I'm fine enough with that for right now.
Okay.
We'll go over things if things start to get more problematic.
Yeah, like once we start fighting and stuff, you're going to move around and stuff. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it's whatever. Right.
All right.
I'll just fold it and put it in the...
Not to be crude, I've heard of... Never mind.
So, Antaeus, you are examining the prints, and you will notice that these look similar to boar prints, but there's something weird about the foot patterning, and that is when Brianna will suddenly take notice of it. There is a boar with spikes covering it from head down its back and upon its legs down into its feet. It looks like it has multiple toes coming out of it.
Like the boar we fought last time or similar?
This looks much, much worse.
Great. It's like the boar from last time on steroids.
Guys,
and it looks pissed.
Great.
So pissed, I'm going to
And
need
with
everyone to
that-
give me an initiative.
Just like, I see the initiative tracker.
Oops.
I know what that means.
All right. That's... Do you want your 9 instead of the 5?
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay. All right.
Is this boar in a bush?
Nope.
I see a health bar.
Yeah, the
It's
boar
hard
is
to-
kind of greenish colored.
Oh, what in the world?
Yeah, it looks like it's covered in a layer of moss.
I couldn't even see that.
I know. That was part of why it got so close.
Looks like a
Oh,
sheep.
Lord.
Elizabeth, you are on first.
I will just, I guess, move forward my piddly movement. We will swift action a strength surge. Oh wait, not strength surge. Sorry, bold strength was the one I was imagining. So bold strength, and I will just prepare for hopefully this boar to come at me.
Is there a specific word that you want to use that causes you to have a triggered action when a specific condition is met?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot that spell casting is a swift action for a second. So yeah, I will ready a attack if it comes in range to do so.
All right. Brianna.
Brianna is going to begin her performance.
Nice.
How does Brianna perform again? Is it just singing?
It's just singing.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
give us a
give
sample of what
you,
you would sing?
I can't because of copyright reasons. I don't want to.
So
Oh, does
quick
that mean
question-
Brianna doesn't write her own music?
This does covers.
Quick question: since her Inspire Courage says 2, is that the bonus she's giving?
That is the
us,
bonus
or
that she's giving you now.
Okay, so to it, and that's to attack.
Attack and damage
Attack,
rolls and
damage,
saving
and
throws
saving
throws
against
against
charm and
It
fear.
says it right there. I just have to read. Okay, thank you.
One of the some of the thorns along the thing's back fire forward at you, Elizabeth.
Miss.
All right. And then it will.
Had special thorns. Don't let it hit you from afar. It's not good.
And then it will. Hold on, let me double check some stats about this. Yeah, that's what I thought I remembered. It will move to here.
How smart is this bloody thing? Is it going around you?
Antaeus,
Looks like it.
And we saw it move over there.
you watched it move over there. It like shot off its thorns, and then it turned and it was like, I'm gonna go this way.
Whoops, that's not the thing I meant to
Lord.
click.
It is exceptionally hard to see right now, right? It should be very hard, aside from the bar, to see where it is. Enough
Yeah,
that you
it's-
might make a
it's not
mistake
like-
and not see it.
Sure. I mean,
It's enough that if you're not actively looking for the bar, you might miss where it is.
Yeah, as long after I realized what it looked like, then I can see it pretty well. But at first, it was like, where is this thing?
Man, I'm rolling really well again tonight.
What is this perception for?
To try to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
'Cause I don't really...
Yeah, you're keeping an eye on it enough, you think? Ghoulron.
I need to know if this is a safe assumption because I don't know. Like, can I see through this? Like, did I know it did that, or is it?
Yeah, you could see it move around, and you can from where you're standing right now. It's a lot harder for Antaeus to see it than it is for you to see it.
Okay, so I can clearly estimate that it might be coming around the corner here.
Potentially, yes.
So I'll walk up here and try to block this way and cast Sanctuary.
All right.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
And that's it.
All right. Let me double check something about this. And then we'll move on to Elizabeth.
Alright, seeing as this thing's like running from me, we're trying to go for the squishies. I will move up next to Goron.
It might double back if it's smart. I thought you were gonna stay over there.
Well, I mean, it might, but I don't think it'll make it in time to do any damage if it does, but... You want me to stay over there? Okay, fine. I'll stay over here. But I will cast Swiftly Divine Favor.
Okay.
And I'll just ready an attack in case it comes back over here.
It will. Oh, it's not its turn yet. Brianna.
Okay, so Brianna is going to. Gosh, it is hard to see that thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's right here,
Perhaps.
perhaps.
I am not helping on this one. This is supposed to be deliberately slightly hard to see. So if you lose track of it, like you've lost track of it in character.
Brianna, if you can, get close to Elizabeth. We have to protect you.
Okay. So Brianna is going to.
You're too dainty for these things.
going to move there.
Okay.
And she is going to... I'm just reading the spell I want to cast to make sure I don't. Okay, so she is going to cast Grease.
Oh, okay. On the board?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to need you to... hold on one sec. Okay. Oh no, actually in here, I do need a caster level check from you.
Okay.
Should I have made one for Sanctuary?
No. Not where you are standing.
Okay.
It is location dependent. That is fine. That is successful. And the boar don't give no shit. The boar will, on its action, move at half its normal speed, regardless, because it's only moving to about here.
Is it making any noise? Can I hear what it sounds like? That's a boar if I ever heard one.
And it will fire this off at Brianna.
Oh shit, through the bushes?
Through the bushes. So that is... there's a little bit of cover that you get from that. So that is going to be a 7... Or that's going to be effectively a 17.
Okay, then it misses.
Okay. So it scrapes across some of the branches and the thorns kind of like flop down. Antaeus.
Man. I guess. Fuck it. Let's do one. Oh no, I'm behind that bush. Shit. There's a lot of things in my way.
Yeah, you have a direct tree line in between you and it. Because you're just slightly over. So you will be more affected by the tree than it was against Brianna.
I guess I'll try to roll a knowledge. I'm assuming nature, maybe? But I don't know.
Didn't you already roll a knowledge nature?
Did I?
Yeah, you know that this is... Oh, no, you can re-roll one. This, in this case, would be a knowledge nature. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if if it was on this or it was what we were doing just a little
Actually,
bit
this would be... hold on, I think... I'll still use that roll, but I think it's actually... I just get my knowledge types wrong. I really need to get better at remembering this. Nature, I think, still... Yeah, nature still covers it. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a blighted creature. You know that at one point Baru was this way. If those thorns implant themselves in you, it will like secrete little creatures inside of you that will let you share the pain that the boar feels.
Oh, shackles of pain.
It is also resistant to anything that is not a cold iron weapon, and is immune to disease, paralysis, poison, and polymorph, as well as being resistant to cold and electricity. And it does not.
God?
It does not. It's not very well affected by spells that affect it directly, and it can heal very rapidly.
Jesus, it's time to leave.
It has rapid healing. It's got damage reduction against cold iron and cold. This against spells that aren't cold
and it doesn't go down until it's dead.
Oh, and it's blighted, and it doesn't go down until it's dead. So, do with that what you will, guys. I'm gonna follow your lead. Let's go. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
You're not gonna do anything else? You don't want to fight it?
Oh,
you want to let it follow you and keep shooting?
Well, I mean, like
You also know it has 50 feet of movement, so you can't outrun it.
Oh, and it moves 50 feet, so we can't outrun it.
You happen to know if it's evil?
It is very evil.
Super evil.
Like,
is there anything else you want to use with your action?
I mean, I don't know if I. Really,
It's a free action to do a knowledge check.
Oh, for me or for?
For you. You did a knowledge check there. That was all you've done so far.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought
It's still
somebody
your
else's-
initiative.
All right. Do I still have line of sight? I mean, do I?
You don't have clean line of sight to it because there is the giant tree in the way. You could move around.
No.
You could move better into its thorny range.
No.
I definitely didn't tell you anything that should make the thorn sound scary.
I don't have a whole lot I can.
All right, then
do.
Ghoul Run.
I'll just go defensive.
Alright, I'm going to move over here and try and get in front of Brianna so I can't hit her. If possible. I don't know if I can like go in the tree or not, like the tree area.
Sure.
But that's
can.
my intention.
You can move into that area.
I'll try it. I don't know if there's any mechanics to this, but I want to look big. I want to try and block her.
Give me an Intimidate.
Okay. Over here, you dirty creature!
Okay.
Oh!
Elizabeth.
So I am not doing this as a swift action. I am just regular rolled casting weapon against evil and putting it on both of my weapons, and I don't think anyone else is going to be attacking with the weapons, so I will just put it on both of my weapons, and then I will move up over here.
Okay. Brianna.
So Brianna is going to take a 5-foot step behind, more like here.
Okay.
More behind Gulron. And then she's just going to toss, or she's going to use her sling.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a sling attack. That will be a wild miss. It ricochets off the branch of a tree. The boar will move here and then here. Get a much cleaner shot from underneath the tree cover at Brianna. Ugh.
Not like that.
Nope. Antaeus.
Oh,
So I'm just wanting to verify these are trees that we
Right, so
can
the
go
very
after.
center of the tree is going to be the center of a tree. And if you're familiar with trees, in the center of them, they have giant sticks.
I was thinking these were bushes. I could not go
these are
through, but it
trees.
makes a difference. Okay,
Yep.
makes a difference.
That's how
Here.
he's moving as well. If
Okay.
you watch how he's
Gotcha.
moving, I am
Yeah.
specifically moving him so he's not in the tree cover. In fact,
Makes
he should
sense.
actually be one square to the left. It's a little harder for me to see. I apologize for this on my map. He should actually be right there.
Okay, that helps.
Because I have the players overlayered on top of my map.
take that back.
You want to throw something fiery at it?
No, I've been avoiding that intentionally. I will.
But fire's not on one of his immunities list.
I also don't want to burn down the entire forest.
Oh.
I don't know. Burning down the entire forest sounds like a good thing at this point.
Yeah. I will delay until after Gulron and see what he decides to do.
Ghoul Run.
Antaeus, if you can, let me know if these things are affected by mind affecting things. I'm guessing not because he's blighted. And I'm going to move up and try and... I don't know if I need another Intimidate or something. I'm trying to get his attention, but I'm not attacking it.
Okay, give me an Intimidate.
You ever heard of the mighty dwarves of...
Oh my god!
You damn beast over here! Stop shooting your spikes!
Alright, Antaeus.
Alright, so I guess I will, use my...
Actually, one real quick thing. Gulron, as you're doing that Intimidate, give me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
For a brief moment, as you're like trying to intimidate and lock eyes with the boar, there is this very alluring gaze that you catch in the eyes of the boar. Very weird for a moment, kind of throws you off and really shakes you trying to like threaten this thing. But it seems very, very sweet and comforting and beautiful.
Goron's a furry.
Do I need a will save or?
No.
I will go ahead and make that, and then.
Who is getting the enlarge?
Well, I guess I'll do it in this. Well, actually, Gulron went in on it, so.
Make Gulron size medium? Or size large? Size large?
Well,
Size
actually, no,
Bente, is that it? Size Bente?
I'll go over here and pass this off to her.
Okay.
Because, yeah, she's.
Alright. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Make Elizabeth train
Oh my goodness.
That's a little too
I don't
large.
have an
Whoops.
enlarged person macro, darn.
Yeah, because I didn't realize somebody took enlarge person.
Oh, I took it.
It's basically
after
a
it was
plus
mentioned in
one.
chat.
It's basically an equivalent on attack, and a plus one to damage, and
So
a minus
sorry,
one
the-
to AC, and to sometimes up to a minus two to AC. So you're basically just adding one here. I'll just apply it to your character.
I was trying to make a buff, but that
What's
got
your
really fast.
what's your weapon damage?
Oh, it's a 1d8.
Gotcha.
Does that go
That's
to
it.
six?
It goes
Goes up to
to
2d6, yeah. A 1d8 goes up to 2d6, looks like.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll let you know what I'm giving you before I give it to you in case you decide you don't want it.
Yeah. no.
Just so you know.
I
That sounds like
trust
good
you.
words to live by.
Well, I mean, because with the reduction in AC, you know, it might, could be a problem.
Yeah.
But
I just mean in general, it's good to tell people
Oh, yeah.
you're giving them before.
Uh, so there's a legitimate reason you might not want to do this, unless Elizabeth doesn't want to continue to use her 2-weapon fighting, because you will lose the prerequisite.
Doesn't make your dex go down.
Penalty to dex.
Yeah, I will hand it back
Oh,
to you and say
in that case,
I can't fight very nimble that way.
actually, let me reread how this works because I have to like touch them with it, correct?
Range is close on the spell. I don't know if you're.
Well, no,
using-
he uses extracts. So
I was curious because of like that.
we're gonna have to. So this stuff needs to happen in a not the middle of combat situation. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
like-
rule that right now you pass it off to Brianna or to
That's
Elizabeth,
fine.
who chooses not to use it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take it with me and then I'll just give it to Gulron on the next round. I just wasn't sure if offhand that was something.
I don't want
you
that
did,
thing either.
All right, Elizabeth.
though. All right.
Nobody wants me to sell it, boy.
so I will move up to here, and now just because I haven't played a 2-weapon fighting character before, if I move more than 5 feet, do I still get an attack? with
Nope,
both
you get
weapons, or
one
just
attack.
the one attack.
Yep.
Okay, but then I would do the attack OLS.
You're not
No
doing
SP?
2-weapon. Yeah, you're not using
Yeah.
2-weapon fighting.
I was just making sure I understand the way you wrote.
Yeah,
this in
no.
the
One is
copy.
no shield bash. The other one is with shield bash.
With shield bash, and then there's
Yep.
the attack shield bash. Okay, just making sure I understand them.
Yep. OLS is
Um,
Obsidian Longsword, and NSB is no SB
shield
is
bash
no
or
shield bash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and I will use one of my blessings and swift action strength surge before
Okay.
I make my attack.
Sounds good.
So that one.
That will miss. You will bring it down, and it will kind of like clash off the top of it, off of the top of its horns. So you cut a few of the spikes off of it, but that doesn't seem to hurt it. Brianna.
All right.
Oh, actually, even with the music, that is not enough. Sorry. I need to set up for this
She
game
has
what I
her.
have in the other game.
Yeah, where it auto puts in the buffs for.
Yeah, for the music.
Okay.
And we aren't quite on flank with this thing, are we?
Nope, that is not flank.
Boo.
All right, Brianna, what you want to do? Grease right underneath the boar?
Well, that would not be very nice to my party.
Oh, who cares about the party?
True.
Use your ring of immolation.
Could be like my witch. Oh, I'll just heal you up after. No big deal. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go. Oops, I was measuring here. I'm going to move a little bit forward here till I'm right behind Gulron,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to offer him resistance.
Okay.
And I'm going to move 5 feet back. After
Nope.
that.
That's
Nope.
not how. This is not 5th edition.
Okay.
You move is an action, and doing something is an action. And they are 2 separate things.
So I can't split my movement.
Nope.
Okay.
I am going. The boar caught in this position is going to start trying to ram its face into Gulron.
You'll have to pass a will save first, my boy.
Nope. It does not.
Your will is weak.
Gulron.
I'm going to try and stay big and take full defense.
Okay. Antaeus. Or give me an intimidate there.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm assuming that's what you mean by stay big.
Well, I didn't know if I could take like the actual full action intimidate while doing full defense. Cause
No, you cannot. So
Right, so-
that's you're okay. So you are not staying big. You are starting to dance around.
Sure.
Antaeus.
I guess I will do one of these,
All right,
just in case.
Elizabeth.
Okay, I will 5-foot step over.
Mm-hmm.
Full attack.
Ooh.
Oh, that was bad, but
Remember, just a reminder.
one at a time.
One at a time.
Sorry. Yeah.
So the 30
and-
will hit. The 17 will not. Or no, I'm sorry. The 18 will not. Well, will not confirm.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me regular damage there.
And just remembering, I put the weapon against evil if that applies to
Right.
its DR at all.
Need a damage roll.
I did it. Did it not come through?
Oh, yeah, it did. I'm sorry. I did not. It just didn't make the sound.
Okay.
All right. Oh, it's actually +2 more because of the music. Brianna.
Oh wow, back to me again. Okay.
Yep. Small party, much faster.
Yeah, very, very much. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards a little bit, and I'm going to also give myself resistance.
Okay. The boar goes, and the boar will take another attack at Gulron.
History.
Oh.
Boy.
Ugh. This boar's garbage. Gulron.
I don't know how many rounds it says. Sanctuary lasts 5 rounds. I don't know if that's up by now.
I should have had a round counter. I'll
Yeah,
say
I
you've got
forgot.
time.
I wouldn't attack it anyway. But I will again set up total defense, dancing around, trying to attract it. Underlay,
Okay.
underlay.
All right, Antaeus.
All right. Let's see if this is the thing that I think that it is. Fuck. That's going to give me a negative if I do that.
Your language into us. The shot is listening.
Well. Here we go. Might as well throw it anyways.
You're gonna hit a tree 100% if you stand right there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
The center of the trees is the center of a tree. And the thing is right here.
So would that be like a...
That would be better, yes. That's a much smaller penalty.
Yeah, I still am going to be taking my penalty for... Is this the infusion one right here?
The penalty for not having precise shot yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll just do it this
It
way
is
then.
versus
'cause I
touch,
don't-
though. Ooh, 10. 10 will hit its touch. Because it's garbage.
Good, and then now the thing that says that it's rolling is stuck on my thing screen permanently.
Yep, you can refresh the game.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
the-
do that.
The boar is still up. Elizabeth.
Yep, just the same thing as last time. Just take a full attack.
Actually, the boar should be slightly better than that, but yeah, go ahead. Oops. That will hit, and that will confirm.
Alright. Go away.
And the boar is
+2. so
dead.
20.
Thank goodness.
Is it dead?
I'm
It is
assuming so
dead,
because
dead.
we know these things have the trait where they don't actually fall over until they're actually dead. So if it falls over, it's either really good at faking it or it's dead.
It is not really good at faking it in this case. It is really good at being cut in twine.
I thought I went to a theater class with the boar. I just had to make sure.
Elizabeth, can you cut it open, see if it had anything valuable, and then perhaps we'll take a piece of
Okay.
junk back for
I
research
will
purposes.
cut into
Is it safe to touch this?
With a sword, it's fine.
Yes, that's true, but how
The
are we
boar does
getting
not
this
have
back?
anything of value in it when you cut it open. It's already kind of cut open anyway.
Ah, right.
That's right.
Does
That's
anyone
only
have
been a
any-
few hours in.
And I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
Does anyone have any gloves or anything? Perhaps we can take one of its spikes back for research. Seems like it's something can be learned from this creature.
I do not believe so, no. Just
I have some harlot sweets.
What,
Oh,
what
I
is-
have tongs. I have tongs.
Excellent. Elizabeth, can you cut one of its
Tongs.
spines off?
I will carefully try to cut a spine off without mutilating it.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Oh lordy.
Yeah, you're fine. It weighs a pound. And
Holy
is
moly.
very spiky.
Good
Put it in
lord. Handy haversack.
yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't do anything weird to it.
Yeah, if you don't care to carry that on Teus, I am at my capacity right now, really.
I'll just hold my backpack open and you can just dump it in my regular, like with your tongs, like dump it
Okay.
into the backpack. That I think that should be. I'll
All right.
make sure it's surrounded by weird other things so it won't spike out of the.
You put the spiky bit in there. And
It explodes.
yes, Antaeus.
the blight. Do we know that a creature? Do I know anything about whether or not it's still potent if it's off from a dead creature?
Give me a knowledge nature check. It's the first time I think anybody's asked that.
Yeah,
At
and
least for
that
this
makes me
level.
sad that I've. Jesus.
So that's something that you need more research time on. You feel like you've gotten some experience on it, but you don't feel like you've quite got the right grasp of it.
I wonder.
Maybe it's best to be safe and not mess with these things. I mean, if they really, we've already brought them a sample before. I'm not sure this sample would be any substantially different, that they would learn new things off of it. Plus, if we even did bring the sample back, then they'll probably make us take it back to the city, and would it even last that long? Because we still have a few days of doing stuff in here, a few days back. And then the people who are researching this is in the city. I think we're best to just leave it here and not bother.
You're the boss, Elizabeth.
And it's not like that Antaeus really needs more material anyway.
I would rather not keep that with us if we're not certain.
But
Yeah.
you could stab yourself with it and see what happens.
No, I'm okay. Disembodied voice.
All right. So the party declines, the spectral voice telling it to do terrible things to themselves.
I mean, I decline most of the voices I hear, so
Whether spectral or not.
spectral gremlins, they usually just want bad things, so
Can
I
I-
tend to do the opposite.
Can I get the will save and the survival check?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll talk about what the results of that are after a short break. See you guys shortly.